During our childhood, we collect our most important memories of our lives. Our parents play a vital part in these past feelings, but if you were raised by narcissistic parents, you probably want to erase those memories. Of course, there are signs that indicate this mental condition. Narcissistic parents have an extremely high sense of self-importance, they need praise and attention, they lack empathy, and they're perfect. Or at least that's what they want you to believe. Sadly, this disorder affects their children from the moment they are born until this very day. A narcissistic parent can manipulate you for the rest of your life. They see their children as a reflection of themselves, so their child has to be number one. No matter what you do, you always have to get to the top. And sometimes that even goes for the golden child, if there is one, of course. Furthermore, when you made mistakes as a child, a narcissistic parent probably yelled at you, punished, or even physically abused you for the mistakes you've made. They do this because there is no room for errors for a perfect child. Remember, you are the reflection, and that reflection has to be perfect. Also, they will try to belittle you for everything you do in order to humiliate you, crush your confidence, and in the end, turn you into their marionette and own you. They believe your life is theirs. Unfortunately, if you want to express your feelings to them, they will tell you you're being melodramatic, you have been raised perfectly, and it's your fault for feeling that way. They are blame shifters, master gaslighters, and you can't confront them because they will always try to prove you they're right and perfect, which is the way they want you to see them through your eyes. If you ever try to find help as a child and share the things you've been through, people probably didn't believe you due to the fact that usually narcissistic parents act differently while they communicate with other non-family members. But now you have become an adult, and you have that feeling of personal inadequacy, low self-esteem, and probably even depression for the reason that you have grown up feeling guilty about all the mistakes you have made so far instead of learning from them and all these things your parents have made you believe about yourself. But it's time for you to pick up the pieces and you don't know where to start. The first thing you have to do is to understand this is not your fault whatsoever. You have to unlearn all these negative emotions your brain has created by asking yourself questions. For example, did I have to get treated like that for breaking a single plate? For not being number one? Because one or two people with a mental disorder probably think I'm a failure for the reason that I don't live the way they want me to? Yes, they are your parents, and because of that, you might want to show them some respect, which is totally understandable. However, there are times in our lives when I is more important than you. While processing all these things about yourself, it is good for you to start setting boundaries. Boundaries help you establish healthy relationships, respect yourself, and prevent people from crossing the red line. And now you might be wondering, why did we only mention 2 to 3 ways to handle a narcissistic parent? Is it that easy? How long does it take to recover? The answer is that there is no rule of thumb. It's one of these processes that might take months, years, or even decades to recover from. The only thing I can tell you is I can't stress enough how important it is to get healed from these wounds, know yourself better, and start setting boundaries as soon as possible. And in case you feel bad for doing all this to your parents, do you really want to know what a narcissistic parent is? An adult bully. Nothing more, nothing less. A person who will always try to find ways to abuse you physically, mentally, or both in order to cover their insecurities and become dominant towards you. Just because somebody gave you life, it doesn't mean that person has the right to take it away from you. If it had to be that way, they wouldn't call us parents, but reapers. If you were raised by narcissistic parents, which is the worst experience you had while growing up in such a toxic environment? And if you want to make a fresh start but you're afraid, what's holding you back? Let me know in the comments below. In case you want to learn more about how to unlearn these emotions and boost your confidence, you can watch this video, and if you want to share your own thoughts, you can post in the comment section, email me, or PM me on Instagram. I was Datiy, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.